Words still hanging, he threw everything he had into it, and swung the hammer hard at the wall. Bang! One blow, and the thick concrete shattered. The wall was open. But once everyone saw what was inside, the whole place froze. The moment the concrete crumbled, a cloud of dust burst into the air. Everyone stumbled back, coughing, hands covering their faces. When the dust settled, the room fell deathly silent. I lowered the knife from my throat, the blood still trickling warm down my neck. My hands were shaking, but I forced myself to stand straight, to watch. Captain Gray stepped forward first, his flashlight cutting through the dim light of the exposed cavity. His beam swept across the space inside the wall. And then he stopped. The silence stretched. 1 second, 2, 10. What in the world? He breathed. The officers behind him pressed forward, craning their necks to see. The reporters shoved their cameras through the doorway, phones held high, live stream still running. My son dropped the sledgehammer. It hit the floor with a heavy thud. He staggered backward, his face draining of all color. No, he whispered. No, that's not possible. Inside the wall, there was no body. Instead, there was a small, carefully arranged space. A little alcove, maybe 2 feet wide and 3 feet deep. The walls had been painted a soft, warm yellow, the same color as the nursery I'd painted when I was pregnant with him. Before I knew he would be my only child. Inside the alcove sat a single item. A rose. It was preserved under a glass dome, its petals still a deep, velvety red, frozen in time. The stem had been wrapped with a tiny ribbon, and beside it sat a small, yellowed note. My son stared at the rose like he'd seen a ghost. That's not, he shook his head violently. That wasn't there. I saw him. I saw you put him in there. I saw it. I watched him, my heart breaking. For 10 years, I had let him believe. I had let him carry that weight, that poison, because I thought it was the only way to keep him safe. Now I had to tell him the truth. Paul, I said softly, that rose is the one you picked for me when you were 6 years old. Do you remember? His face went slack. I remember, I continued, my voice steady even as my hands trembled. You ran into the yard and pulled it off my favorite bush. You said, Mommy, this is for you because you're the prettiest flower in the whole world. I pressed it that same night. I told you I'd keep it forever. Do you remember that too? Paul's lips parted. His eyes flickered with something, confusion, fear, a fragment of memory struggling to surface. But I saw him, he said again, weaker this time. I saw Dad. He was on the floor. There was blood everywhere. You killed him. No, Paul, I didn't. Then where is he? His voice cracked, rising into something almost hysterical. Where has he been for 10 years? Why did he never come back? Why did you never tell me the truth? I took a step toward him, then stopped. The knife was still in my hand, bloodied at the tip. I set it down slowly on the table, my movements careful, deliberate, because the truth would have destroyed you, I said. Captain Gray stepped between us, his face hard. Miss Henson, I think it's time you told everyone.